us from our an eminent personality today who has joined in our 40th year celebration. I welcome Padmasri, Dr. Mailsami Annadurai sir, who is also a chairman for the National Design Research Forum, wing of IEI Bangalore, and he's also vice president for Tamil Nadu State Science and Technology, and a former director of ISRO, especially the entire nation call him as a moon man of India, who is a project director of Chandrayaan 1 and Mangalyaan 1. Definitely, I think it's a very proud moment, and Tamilian who has contributed various level of space program, and it's also a proud moment for me also, as he's my mentor and guru, I can say, because I'm from ISRO.
Anyone waiting for a long time to deliver the lecture? Probably will take next half an hour to 45 minutes. Thank you very much for providing this opportunity. This 40th year celebration of Madurai Local Center for Institute of Engineers. Honorable Mr. Narendra Singh Ji, President IEI, past President Dr. and my dear friend T.M. Punaraja, and other past presidents, Ramdas for the chairman IEI Tamil Nadu State Council, Dr. Engineer Rajgopal, the chairman who the prime mover for the today's function, and Dr. P. Rajamani, and Narayan Sami, and the other senior executives, committee members, council members, and the engineering professionals across, Dr. Kandaya and Mr. Subramaniam, my friends and well-wishers. After a long time, I'm seeing them through webinar. So it's a good opportunity. And this being a COVID, I think we are not able to enjoy the hospitality. I think time and again many members are talking about hospitality of Madurai Center. Hello, you are not getting my voice?
So we are hearing you, sir. Your voice is clear. You can proceed, sir. Sir,
basically now, without losing much of our time, I will get back to the topic of what I was planning to talk for next half an hour. So, along with me, I will take a few of my view graphs. Probably that's the way I want to take. That means even today's keynote address, even I would have made personally, I would have done like that. So, though we are virtually, we are meeting also, we are trying to see that. Thanks to the engineering, the solutions available, we are able to do that. I think today, I think almost every alternate day, one or two, it's happening, such webinars. And wherever I saw, I think Google somehow or other is coming and crashing with me. And today also he is ably doing it. And my best wishes for his energetic efforts in various forums. I think that should continue in a long way, because such sort of a young and energetic people today is the need of the hour. With that, I will proceed for the today's lecture with the slide sharing. Yeah. Hope you are able to see my view graph.
Yes, sir. We could see your slides, sir.
Okay, yeah. Now, basically, what when Mr. Rajamani and Rajagopal asked me for the topic, immediately came to mind was engineering, the need and necessity of a new dimensions. This is how it came to my mind. Then I put the things together to match for this requirement of this particular topic, what we can talk about. So, like whatever we are discussing today for the 40 years of celebration of the local center, somewhere 80 years of engineering forum and where the machine decisions point of view, elsewhere I came to know, because this is given to me to have a look at that. Say, while talking about this, there is one anecdote was written there that talks about an engineer was traveling in a ship from Britain to US transatlantic, and he was chit-chatting with another young girl, and young lady rather. And they had done couple of days, because the travel takes a couple of days. That when it keep moving, that girl was, or young lady was impressed by this man, and she asked, okay, what you are doing? Then looks, he told, I'm an engineer. You're an engineer? I thought you're a gentleman. I think that's a basic thing, how people are thought about engineers that day. That means engineers are not dash. That was the thought. So then this man thought, I think, why engineering profession is thought about like that? Because they thought engineering means basically those days before the profession comes to this way. They thought they will be doing some dirty jobs, so something the tinkering, something they are doing. So they are not gentlemen. So that's how even the educated English lady thought about that. So then I think some professional bodies came to show who are they, and then it shows, yes, what is the engineering workforce over years, over the time, and how they fare among the salary point of view. US male median income. Just I'm putting it for the thing, but probably we can think about for India also such thing. Probably we called for. That's why I'm tracking. So then they told engineers income point of view and overall thing point of view engineers are doing. And this gentleman then went on to become one of the president of US later. Okay, so that's how when the 80 years of a professional body when discussed, they talked about. But basically professional bodies like this, basically to bring in what is the profession about, and how we can encourage the things, how we can bring about their effort, how they can bring about their visibility to the society came. But notwithstanding that, the engineering is basically, now we look at back the history other way, it is enabled. Though engineering profession per se, it has come somewhere in 17th to 18th century, but engineering as per se, you look at here, whatever it sees in science and observes it, understands it, and makes it a humanity's need, that is called engineering. To put that way, man was eating whatever he gets, like any other animal. He was like that only. So then he was trying to make what you want to eat. Okay, so that means towards that he was starting agriculture. That means whatever available instead of that, what you want, he makes it available in a place where you want. Then instead of simply taking and eating as it is, he was trying to cook and eat. So I think from there, basically engineering started. I think that's what happened there. That enabled the man, instead of crawling, to fly wherever he wants. That's happening there. And similarly, he was living in a caves and forests. He made to house, villas, multi-story buildings. It happened there. Then next set of thing is printing and communication, how to communicate to people. Then what all he has done on his own, the martial power, that he wants to get an aid of the machines. Then this is semi-automated, and that he has made an automation machine. Then the computers came, predominantly for computation. Then slowly it is helping him for the intelligence point of view. Then now artificial intelligence, that is all these things were helping his labor manually what to do, how he is helping. Now these are all the things, some of the few people who enabled seeing that, observing that, making it a machine, making it as a way in which communicate, many things, whatever they done, a few people have done that. Now that is because using their natural intelligence. So from there, is it possible, like here, whatever he is doing manually, he was trying to do a machine. Similarly, is it possible to replicate few pieces of intelligence into another way? The coding in another way is coming, is artificial intelligence and data analytics. These are all things happening now. So this is leading to current industry 4.0. Now, that is nothing but a cipher physical system. That means in the process, man was like this, like any other animal. He has come here, and one side of the cyber system, another side you are going further, trying to explore and innovate even the outer system. I think this is how the overall history of the whole system is talking about. Now, when we're talking about this dimensions of engineering, you look at here, as I told, it was initially somehow he picked up and done. Then a formal way of putting the things. Okay, formal way of putting the things is basically arriving at engineering disciplines. Okay, engineering disciplines instead of whatever I telling from cooking to agriculture to machining, communication, computers, many things happen. So engineering disciplines started evolving gradually. So towards that, to that formally educating that is becoming an engineering education. So then the people who got benefited are becoming engineering professionals. I think this is the way, typically a conventional dimension of engineering, basically arriving at a formal way of discipline and formal way of educating and coming out with a formal engineering profession. I think this is how the dimension of engineering as overall, by and large, across the globe, it is standing now. So this shows, I will not go very much detail, the evaluation of engineering, originally, as I told, it was crafting. Okay, instead of that, the need for production has come. For example, spacecraft. Spacecraft is crafted over the years for very many, only one is selected of people. Now the need for production is called for. So that driven by a commercial thing. So along with that, science also comes. But then the professional engineering comes. This is a nutshell how every discipline is coming out. Accordingly, various disciplines, civil, mechanical, engineering, electrical, chemical, many things started coming, industrial engineering. Similarly, a very big way it has gone, either in terms of disciplines, either in terms of education, or in terms of what you call the professionalism. So this is the thing happening. So this is the, at this point of time, education also, you look at here, various levels, teaching as taught without reflection. So slowly it has come, and education 4.0, engineering education, along with the researchers, it conducts the education research, and it has to go that way also. That is, it is coming, evolution of engineering pedagogy also has gone various steps and sitting with that. Okay, and this is the one of the things happening now. Now what all these things have done? You look at here, what all these things have done per se for engineering profession or education, we told, but what it translates is a simple nutshell when put it here. Sorry, some of you will not follow Tamil. This is a year, and this is what I can have taken world population. Okay, this is most of the place another lectures I given. Okay, so this is here what I am telling you. What is the world grain production over the years versus what is the population increase that's happened over the years. Now you look at here, irrespective of our agricultural land remains almost the same. Actually, it is getting reduced because of the urbanization and industrialization. It's almost getting shrink also. And in spite of that, increasing manpower, increasing the population, you look at here, this is 200 years got doubled. Then it has become 80 years, it got doubled. Then with 45 years, it's got doubled. Then with 20 years, it's almost getting doubled. So like that, it's keep on increasing. Okay. And of course, this is like a corona population also has got increased. But due to education, other very many things, now slowly, there is a tendency, it may drop like this. Okay. But what is happening is, in spite of all this population, you look at here, the world grain, that is food production, was almost 1.5 times the need of the world population. This engineering enabled. We will see how it has happened. Engineering only enabled this in spite of increased manpower, making available the food production, food grain production, world level, it has done 1.5 times. But still, there was small. This is called last mile gap. This is what I'm telling. So in spite of the fact, almost across the history, 1.5 times more need for the population, we have production happened. Still, there are many places, packets in which people are feeling they are falling out of the food grains, and the starvation, hunger, starvation, hunger, death, many things people are talking about. This is the another gap. One side, more than what is required is being produced. Another side, it is not there. I think this is one gap. Possibly we have to think about when almost we're getting saturated, how we can go about another gap. That means engineering helped to produce, but engineering also helping to distribute, but the distribution is not happening effectively. So there is a smart way of distribution is called for. I think that is how to do. I think this is a thinking has to start at this point of time. Basically, COVID enables us to sit, think, and do something better way. So this is one just a thought I'm putting it here. So this is what I'm telling. Even agriculture, how engineering enabled. I think man was even much more rudimentary than this in the basic flowing of the land is concerned. So now you look at here, actually first automobile is concerned, car was not invented. Basically to remove instead of the bull, whether a machine can come, that's how the tractors have come. After that only car, other things came much later. Okay, the coming in the road. This is meant for only for the field. So engineering only enabled this. Similarly, manual planting versus today, I think automated planting, machine enabled planting has come. Similarly, pest spray, okay, that is even though the spray machines are there, that has its own effects for the human and its overall productivity and availability of, non-availability of labor, all the put together. I think drones will come in a big way now for the spraying is concerned, already started come in a big way. Another thing is water. That is one side we talk about food and water go together. And water, you look at here, scarcity and many things you talk about here. But one of the main things we should notice, irrigation to the agriculture. That is the major consumption. Major consumption of water is agriculture. And the way in which we are agricultural consumes the water, there is a very big scope. It can go for a drip irrigation, where it may be simple, but a smart drip irrigation. I think that's how we're talking about that. So towards that, engineering can do in a much big way. As I told previously, craft versus production versus commercial, when it comes, it opens up in a much big way. So these are all the whatever very few areas happening there. Now it is across India, across the world should happen. This is another way of telling. Similarly, harvesting, manual labor. Today, look at here, many cities. I think even look at a lot of migrant laborers have gone up and down. So now this is going to be a need driven. Okay, it's going to be need driven. The harvesting that people are available, you don't know. So a mechanized way of harvesting is definitely need. This is to some form or other, in some places or other, keep happening, slightly brooding. But now there is a big need. This is what I was trying to tell. Industry 4.0 doesn't mean it has to be in the manufacturing industry. It can be there back in agriculture itself. I think this is what I'm trying to put here, wherein we have a big role to play, very big role to play, very smart role to play, wherein you look at the way in which what is happening here is, you can have all these things where the man is positioned himself in the field need not be. Like what we are sitting, I now today, none of us are sitting in the Madurai local center, but even Madurai local center people themselves are sitting in their house. Okay, but still today the celebration going on, this keynote is going on, you're listening, everything is happening. Similar thing without a man being here, there is a finite possibility. You can get connected and can doing all these activities, very much possible. Okay, and this is the way some extents have been demonstrated elsewhere. I think it is going in a big way. So this is a crafting. That means some places, some people have in a smart way they have done. This has to be exploded in a big way, in a volumetric way, such that even farming, actual farming may happen in the field only. You cannot cultivate the rice in a computer. But the way in which you're connecting computers all the way from plowing to harvesting, it is possible. And today the need also may come because the labors, such many labors are not available, and you have to make use of it a very smart way. And the water has to be used in a much smart way. That means it looks for the plant is required the water that time. It senses there. Then it tells. Then only the water goes for that plant. I think that level. It is not utopia. It has done. Israel has done. Israel is almost happening. Of course, it is a small country, but we are talking about a very big country, India. In India also just to be done. So we have a cutout job within us, how it can be done in a very professional way. Post-COVID, this is the way I'm trying to put. Almost all the areas, not only for agriculture, almost all the areas, how we can do engineering taking a predominance with human touch. For the human, I think that is the connectivity. Engineering is not just to go alone, space or things like that. It is back to our own thing. It can be done very many things. So this is what I was referring. Okay, one side cipher physical system means it senses where this land needs a water. Okay, and the land doesn't need a water. That sensing comes through way, and he will able to control it, either fertilizing or irrigation or insect spraying. Many things is possible. Okay, and this is the way a very very smart way engineer can work. Okay, and no longer engineer. Are you an engineer? I thought a gentleman. I think that question will not come. Okay, this is more than the gentleman, more than the gentlemanly thing. Engineering profession can go in a much better way. This is next level of thinking going on, and it start moving. I'm not only thinking going on, already people are started working on this, and sooner or later, definitely it will come, especially when India has to have self-reliant one side, and India has to make a global presence in other side, because you know that COVID-19 is one side, it is a problem, but another side, it is a boon. Boon for the people who are ready to take it and make it in a much better way, as Prime Minister time and again telling. Definitely India is going to be a global outsourcing center. That point I will come, but India has to be another side on its own. It should be self-reliant. That means one side should be self-reliant, another side it should be the place for the global solutions to give. So that is not only one area, not only giving the manpower for the computing alone. No, I think from agriculture to agronomy, I think everywhere we have the way to do. I think we have the people, we have the will, we have the people, and we have the today political willpower, political backing. I think everything put together, I think this is the right way. When we are talking about 100 years of celebration of IAI we are doing, I think this is the correct time when we can think about and do. Yes, even the civil engineering also. You look at here, yes, the president has already told, huge migrant manpowers have gone back to their respective places. Whether they will come back or not clear. But still, what has to go? Okay, the demand is going to be more. Definitely, it's going to be come big way. So that to happen, yes, as I told in agriculture, very smart way of civil engineering also is coming. Okay, in a big way, it has to come. Starting from the advanced building materials. Okay, and making it to a constructing in a 3D printing type of thing. Okay, you look at here, this is the way, and everything is done by somebody sitting elsewhere. Okay, and making the city like that, making the buildings like this, and maintaining the cities like that, and anything is coming, attending any problem is like that. I think it's a totally different way of doing it will come. Who thought we will have 40 years of celebration like this without people shaking their hands? Never thought it. But still, today it's happening. Actually, I was not knowing any one of the members of or the committee or the chairman or secretary of Madurai local center. But still, we connected together and we are talking together. This happened very short time. But similar thing, I think days is not far. But when what is happening, how we are equipped ourselves to take for this, to cater to this. Okay, if we are not doing, somebody else will do. Okay, that means if Indians are not doing, somebody else will do. So we cannot go behind. So this is a real situation. So we have to make ourselves get ready for it and get smarter and get trained, get professional things, something like that, and train the people together. And this is what happening. All the 3 dimensions, whatever I told. That means same civil engineering, it gets graduated to a different discipline. There is a seamless amalgamation of other disciplines. Okay, in civil engineering, you can see good amount of IoT is working, a good amount of 3D printing is working, a good amount of communication is working, a good amount of sensing is coming, good amount of cloud computing is there. I think you name anything, it is coming under civil engineering. Okay, so this is now your disciplines of engineering is getting more and more connected together. So where it will happen and how we are going to do, I think that is how you have to think and do in various dimensions. Various dimensions we are supposed to do. Similarly, you take it to aerospace. Okay, aerospace. Starting from 1957, we have the Sputnik launched. But today, we have more than 2,000 man-made satellites, active satellites. Okay, of course, total number goes somewhere 18,000 to 30,000 because of debris, other things. But active satellites alone, okay, because it's being life-limited system, is around 2,000 man-made satellites in space around the Earth. But believe me, during this COVID time period alone, is more than 600 satellites have been launched. And this is going to be within a year, this is going to be another 2000 will get added. When during COVID-19 is in a peak. Just you have to think about it, what's happening. And this need also is keep happening. And there is a big competition. It is not done by 1% or 2%. And many people are doing. I think we are also will be contributing on this. Down the line I will come. We will be also contributing. May not be the conventional way. May not be the just name in the name of ISRO. It is totally different way. Things are happening. And it is for that we should be, first we should be aware of something happening. And we should be ready to make use of that opportunity. And that opportunity is not just putting the satellite alone. Once the satellite is put, what does it mean? What is how it is going to help us? How we are going to make use of it? That is the thing. For example, webinar is available. Somebody has made it, but how we are using the webinar? That is the more the thing. And how the connectivity has been made use? That is the main thing. And this is happening around the earth. When this is happening around the earth, many things are happening even beyond. For example, China, when at the peak of their COVID is there also, 5th May they are launched for the second generation space station for China. Okay, that the effect they are already started. And similarly, you know that May 30th, 2 American astronauts went to the International Space Station. Peak of America's COVID-19. Okay, it's happened. This is by a private agency, not by NASA. By private agency, they have done like this. This is a pre-runner. This is a pre-runner which has gone and talked along with the Americans, 2 American astronauts to the space station. The same thing in 2025, in a graduated way, it will go to the moon. I think that's what they are thinking about that. Then they are not going to stop it, and the plan is to go to colonize the Mars. This is the things happening. When do that, they are also starting from agriculture to the civil engineering, host of activities called for. As I told here, sitting in your office you can do, sitting in the ground, buildings will happen in the moon, buildings will happen on Mars. This is not laughable, we not smile. It is going to happen. If you are not ready to do, somebody else will do, we will keep watching. Instead of being a passive spectator, how we can be an actively involved in that. I think that's what we should think about. This may be COVID lockdown. This may be our 40th year celebration for a local center. This may be a part of our centenary celebration, the thing for the IEA. But this is the thinking if we start, definitely we can percolate to the other professionals, to the school, colleges, and to the youngsters. I think that we can do, so that we should be, first we should be aware of such things happening. And we should, our mind has to bulb how I can be part of that thing happening there, and how my generation can be part of that. Then only, as I told, self-reliance, agriculture to aerospace, everywhere India should have. Global presence, India's global presence wherever, not only global, even the presence in the moon and Mars also is really required. I think this is what I'm trying to put it here. Now, when I'm talking it here, it is not only just isolated 1 or 2 people. Okay, you know, Russia also went to the moon. After that, everybody stopped. Now, what happened? What I'm telling is some trigger somewhere can create a major change, major shift in the whole scenario itself. This is what I'm trying to put. So even though America went to the manned mission, Russia didn't do. Russia didn't do because first they want to assert whether moon has anything. Then only they want to go to the manned mission to the moon. Though Russia was the first space agency, put the man into the space, they didn't want to go to the moon without knowing what moon contains. Okay, but the whole scenario changed thanks to Chandrayaan-1. Over the way, down the line, probably I may touch upon if time permits. Chandrayaan-1 discovered water on the moon. That opened up the whole scenario, and now a big move called Return to the Moon happening. In this, the plan of Russia, this is nothing but Russia's Starliner. Okay, it's getting ready to go back to the moon with Russian astronauts, cosmonauts rather, to the moon. Not the same place where they landed previously with the unmanned mission. Now they are going to land with the manned mission where Chandrayaan-2 failed to land. Okay, because Chandrayaan-2 was targeted to land a place where Chandrayaan-1 found water, discovered water. Now maybe Chandrayaan-3 will happen before that, but this time around that area, the crowd is going to happen. Okay, now you look at here. If any pilgrimage thing, whomever comes to Tamil Nadu, Madurai is the place. Madurai is a destination. Similarly, whomever goes to moon, the destination is going to the poles near where Chandrayaan 2 was targeted to land. It's going to happen, and this is not only by US. It is happening by China. It's happening by, as I told, US. Many people are going there. While that's happening there, the people who made this to restart cannot just sit idle. That's the message what I'm telling. So we have our cutout things happening across various disciplines. Yeah, this is what I'm putting is host of space agencies. Okay, host of space agencies, every one of them entrepreneur on their own, not specific government space agency, and each one of them they're trying this many satellites. You look at here, these are all this many satellites they're going to launch. Okay, and for example, SpaceX, out of 4,424 for 25, already they launched 600 satellites. Okay, almost every month 60 satellites launching is happening. Right away it's happening there. So to do something such that do the communications and other aspects in much better way. This is happening right away, it's happening. And slowly India also becoming part of it. Sooner or later you will come, you will be hearing this. India also, such a things, not a small, big numbers of satellites, okay? We are talking about somewhere around 600, 700 satellites, need not from ISRO. That we be careful. That's what I'm telling you. So you have a good number of professionals working on this, and this may happen right in front of our eyes. Just wait it before our centenary over. You will be hearing the message. What I mean by that. But this is only to make the things around the space. Having done it, what all we can do? I think this is the major thing we should think about. And this is right away sitting in the satellite. This is not one satellite. This is 60 satellites lined up. Each satellite is around 250 kg weight, okay, and that will be launched in one slot. One lot they will launch, and that will go and separate themselves in one plane. Like that, hundreds is going to happen, and it is right away it's happening. It is not a story; it is happening right away in the news. It's you can look at that. It's happening. So this is sitting on the top of the launch vehicle. So like this, it is sitting on the top of the launch vehicle here in the nose cone, and this side it's sitting there, and that launch takes place, and it puts the whole dispenser. This is called the whole thing is dispenser. One shot taken out to the space, then one by one separated, makes all the 60 satellites one shot. Like that, every alternate week launch is happening now. Not very far. It's happening now, and this is just you can see what I mean by that. Okay, yeah, good opportunity. If you look at here, this is being launched, and this goes into the space. Okay, that means after going into the space, this is happening. From the launch vehicle, it is thrown it out like this. Once enough separation, anything has come, then one by one the satellites are taken to the next system. Okay, now deploys, big panels are deployed, and like this, like all the 60 satellites are dispersed like this. Then another week, another 60 satellites are going. Whatever I told, a big list. Various companies are competing to do this. It is more like your cellular phones, what was happening in the cities and the highways. Now it's happening across the globe by various operators. It's happening. Indian operator also joining. Okay, and good amount of things is going to happen. Okay, this is what I'm trying to tell. And just wait it, just 1.5 to 2 years from now, all the things will be happening right away. You will be seeing 2 years from now, from the cell phone towers, like whatever previously we had, the cable TV has come to DTH. Similarly, cell phone has become, landlines have become the cell phones. A similar thing, not very far, 2 years from now, it's going to happen in a way such that you can assume the cell phones are there across without your knowing, wherever you are, these cell phones with respect to the satellites is available there. That means the satellite phones, wherever you are, the handheld phone, you can talk. Not only talk, you can have webinar. Not only this webinar, I told, the cyber physical system. Wherever you are, you can operate your field. You can operate, you can, your civil works, you can, construction works, you can see, you can do all the things it's possible. This connectivity, wherever you are. This is much, much beyond than the cell phone. Cell phones only available very few areas. I know in your house itself, one room to another room, if you move, nowadays you have a problem. But this is going to change totally different way. This is with the 24 satellites alone. But now, as I told here, every launch 60 satellites. So day is going to come, thousands of satellites for broadband service. It is going to cover not very far, 2 to 3 years it's going to happen. That's what I'm telling. And this will make like a mesh around the earth. Okay, satellites will make like a mesh around the earth. And this is more like your fiber connectivity, like your transatlantic, some few fibers only available that it reaches to one country, then distributes. Now, wherever you are, okay, wherever you are, that place to that place, you can connect across the satellites, you can connect. And the basic advantage this being, even much better than, even when I'm talking, there will be a small delay. What I talk versus what you listen, because in spite of the fiber, everything going on there, this is improving much better way, because this electromagnetic wave, that is the delay, and this is going to be serving only somewhere on 500 kilometer range. So that enables much better than the our communication path relay is much smaller than the fibers. That's what's happening. So it is physically you can connect to the system, not only talking, physically you can operate the system. Okay, even teleoperations, though we talked about in a small way, so it went one pilot way, this can be operated, even teleoperation, a expert doctor sitting in one place, he can operate another person there, like whatever I told agriculture. Similar thing, it's also possible. This is where it's happening. So it is a seamlessly, this will enable across the disciplines. But once that comes, to enable that discipline that way to work, a good amount of, huge amount of opportunity, engineering discipline it comes, okay, from agriculture, from civil, mechanical, medical, computers, you name it, education, everything is possible, okay. Education in the classroom versus education wherever he is, whenever he is, even education, in a personalized education, even at higher level, lower level, many things possible. So it's only, this only helps to connect, but how you make use of connectivity is a amount of opportunity available huge. Okay, now while this is happening, I am foreseeing another scenario for that we can do work, and work started. I think I'm telling about the works, nothing, what all I'm talking is what's happening. Okay, and to some extent or other, I am also part of that happening. That's what I'm trying to put it here. So now you look at here, now when it goes across the earth, you will, this many satellites, it's going to be a problem. Okay, this may create a debris also. You may think about that. Okay, so when that happens, you need another research, because now, you know, after plastic, engineering paternity is understood. Whatever you think comes, you must be able to see to that its life cycle is what is it end. Okay, that means, yes, one side you are telling we can launch these many satellites, we have found the way, we are going to launch it, we are going to keep it there, we are going to use them for everything, perfect. But it has a life limited system, like in plastic, it is life limited system. After 5 years, 10 years, life will go over, so that will become as a debris. How you are going to get out of that debris, you have to start working now. Okay, this is the issue, and what is happening. Okay, that is the situation, is what is happening. So the various ways of the debris, how you are going to clean, active cleaning of debris, beyond passive. Okay, active cleaning of debris, because so many thousands going to happen there, and that many thousands things will happen. Even launch going to be a problem. Okay, when you are launching itself, going to be a problem. But today we are able to launch because the debris are coming in some bunches. So if the bunch is not there, we are able to launch. Now it's going to be systematically sit across the globe. So it is going to be a very tough situation. So you have to manage it in a much better way. So we have good amount of R&D going on here. I'm not going very much in detail. Just I will tell what is the principle in this, so that you can identify where you can fit in. You can tell you are the college, you can tell a discipline, you can have the students like that. So very many activities possible, because this is just giving an example. Any new thing comes today, we have to see its side effects, its end effects, the full life cycle you have to see. That's how engineering discipline is a new dimension happening there. So now this is while launching the satellites, while operating, also parallelly work is going on. If that life is over, how we are going to mitigate that? This is various things are done. One such example, just I am putting it here. This is one, it will find, capture and remove and repeat. This is one way of doing this. Just this video will tell you what does it mean. Okay, what I mean by find, capture, remove and repeat the mission is concerned. You look at here, initially told that launch is happening. So the satellites have been launched, but now this satellite is going to, how we find a satellite which has become a debris, okay, and it will capture it and remove it. Then we'll be ready for next one. Okay, like a scavenger job, it's going to do in a space. This is another, I am telling about the dimension just in a satellite alone. Similar thing is we have to think about whatever we do. Also, we should to think about how it's a overall end effect. And so these are all the works it's happening right now. And where we stand in such a works, and where our people are standing in this work, where India is standing, our Indians are standing, Indian engineering professionals are standing. I think definitely this should be an eye-opener, Vijay. Not just space alone. I'm telling about across this, I can tell each discipline what is required. I think each one of you, definitely you can think about just spreading the dimension is much better way than what's happening versus what's supposed to be. Yes, it is thrown out and it will get burnt out. Okay, so then it will be ready for the next one. So this is how clearing the space and that the work is going to happen. And while doing all these things, now we'll come back just what's happening. And ISRO, past, present, and future. Because now space means within India we think about ISRO. Okay, but ISRO also what's really happening. You look at here, this is a time frame wherein up to here, every 4 years one satellite launch. Very, very modest satellite, not more than as our Google has told. Sometime back SL we launched. One day he told like that, okay? But that is only not more than 40 kg satellite. Okay, it has gone to 400 gram, 400 kilometer. That satellite versus today, you look at GSAT-11, is at really 6-tonner satellite. And the GSL SLV3 is only 40 watts or 50 watts of power it can generate. This is 15 kilowatts of power it generates. Okay, so such a huge satellite, and that was going only 400 kilometer, whereas this satellite was positioned around 36,000 kilometer. That satellite lived for 6 months. This satellite is going to live for 16 years. Huge change. Like that satellites, previously the smallest satellite, in various ways it's small, 4 years one versus satellites, whatever I told is totally different. And that satellites today requirements are huge. The same 5 years, 100 to 120 satellites India has to launch for our own region. Our own need it required. Okay, but the manpower which was picked up to do that, for example, slowly this was okay. But the manpower which was picked up is almost covering, almost stable. Okay, not only stable, now the people who are joined here are retiring this region. Okay, this is another issue. But now the requirement by India alone is this much. Beyond India, good number of other countries also coming with the requirement of the satellites and the launch vehicles launching. And for that, they are coming to India, considering various factors. So the need, that is, this is for self-reliance is this much. To make our global presence, this will show still more. ISRO cannot do. Okay, ISRO cannot do that. Okay, so that's the reason. Recently, you know that Government of India has come out with a new initiative by Government of India opening aerospace to private industry. Okay, this is an opportunity. I'm telling about this is an opportunity. What IEA can do, as Indian engineering professionals, what we can do, what engineering colleges can do, what engineering students can do, what engineering the faculty, educational people, what they can do. I think this is the thing. Not think for next 5 years. Think right now. I think that's what it's called. It's called for. Okay. So this is what is really called for. So towards that, yes, this work is not started now. I think 2015 itself we have enabled that to happen. And while discussing, like today we are discussing similar discussion going through that. And this is one of the view graph given by the Mahendra Aerospace. If private industry is given opportunity, what they can do? Then they listed out, they can do many things, but however, to fulfill its potential, the aerospace sector must surmount the challenges such as, like that have been listed. In this list, I think all these items have been addressed by Government of India. Inadequate R&D investment, because good amount of R&D investment ISRO has done, and that is available to the private industry. That's what has been told. Dispersed production centers. I think today, India, for example, Bangalore has one of the finest centers across the globe, which can make simultaneously so many satellites. It's already there. Production center is from printed circuit board to fully assembled, tested, ready to launch satellites to make so many simultaneously at a time. Bangalore is ready, which much beyond what ISRO can do. I think it's available. Inadequate foreign direct investment. I think that's also, it's happening some form, it will happen. Lack of coordination amongst different players and government agencies. This, I think, also government taken. But having taken all these things, this remains safe. This remains to be addressed. That's what I'm talking about here. Inadequate trained, skilled, and competent manpower. This is what they told. That means previously told number itself we are not matching, but they are telling it to be trained, skilled, competent manpower. So huge opportunity for the engineering educators, engineering professionals. I think this is what I'm trying to put here. For the professional bodies, a good opportunity to cash on this alone. Okay. Similarly, this will flower it out. Once you make the satellite that they are happening, it's opportunity. Like you make a satellite and you have to make a DTH. You have to make the serving system. You have to make a good number of software. You have to make the very many sensors. You have to make very many actuators. So many things will happen for industry 4.0. Many things point out. So putting the satellites alone, this, but having done it, it will flower it out in much bigger way in the ground. I think that's also we should be ready for that. So this is what I'm trying to tell. Okay. Now, why they are telling is, for example, you look at here, the scales are different. This is, we are talking about 40%, here 80%, nearly double. So this is the world, okay, how other elsewhere, the university education is happening versus what's happening in India, okay. And this is we are off, near not even off elsewhere happening there, okay. Somewhere 25% is higher education enrollment in India, whereas they talk about somewhere 86% in US. So you look at that country is now looking for India, how we have to cope up with that. That means not only education, engineering education, higher education, not only the quality, quantity also needs to be increased. This is the need of the hour. This is what I'm trying to put it here. But today we are talking about engineering colleges are not getting enough enrollment. That is an issue. I think this already we are actually a couple of people, some of you are the colleges running also. Many of your principals and placement officers, I think almost all the placement officers are brought to Chennai, and we had meetings. Okay, we had the meeting of on a 10-point program on 10 points. That okay, so how to improve the cross enrollment ratio. That may be the bottom line, but this to improve. Yeah, we have to, these are all things if you do, automatically this is a byproduct, enrollment ratio can increase, okay. But towards that, we worked out some 10 points and we told them what all can be done. First year pass percentage, how we can improve, how you can have industry connectivity, how government can help for industry connectivity, and how entrepreneurship, not only employability, entrepreneurship shell, that also with an engineer, not only goes to an employment, engineer can go be entrepreneur, engineer can be a researcher. Okay, that's the another dimension. Student life itself is to be clear about whether he wants to be an employee in somewhere, or he wants to be an entrepreneur in his product, or he wants to be a researcher. I think this is how we have to mold them. Towards that, yes, for higher studies or internship ratio, so that placement can back a better way. And R&D, if it comes, it's a patent registration is possible. Like that, it is. And similarly, publication of papers will keep improving. While do all these things, definitely college gets the accreditation. Required, all these things you put it, automatically accreditation is coming. Then enrollment ratio comes. That means preparedness and plan to train the industry 4.0 ready engineers is a requirement. And towards that, these things should be done there. While doing all these things, there is another need, because this need after this is not this need. If you remember, this is whenever I told you can assume me some form or other I'm connected in that discussion. Okay, without that I'm not putting any one of the view graph. And now this is when I joined ISRO, what I felt versus what today engineers can be done. Okay, that's the gap I'm trying to put it here. So for example, this is what first I think 3 months of me joining ISRO. The need for a satellite simulator, I was told. Actually, that time I was like this. like a typical engineering student of those years. Okay, then the responsibility was given to you. Nowadays, WhatsApp, many people are talking about this can be done. Even the TV forums, people will turn it can be done. This can be done. So, but our leaders are told, okay, if that is the case, why don't you yourself can do it? Yes, given. Okay, you may believe me, that time itself, nearly 10 lakhs budget was given. So just 3 months joining, 1982, and to realize that software satellite simulator. Anyhow, it called for very, very systematic way of working, and this person has become like this person, one way, and this simulator has come. That simulator will look like for the control center as if the satellite, they can train everything, many things you can do, and that is the one which they will use. I think from IRS 1A onwards it's happening, and even the Mangalyaan, I think we used it there. Chandrayaan, Mangalyaan also we used it there. Until I was there, this definitely modified to that satellite and has been done. Whatever operation we are doing, we will connect this, test it, then go for the actual satellite. Okay, now translating that into classroom of engineering colleges. This is what I told to them when we talked about the principals and placement officers. I think some colleges already started implementing. So in the classroom itself, basically this was not there our days, but our colleges, what they have done, for example, manufacturing process. We used to be taken to the tile factory, used to be taken to the brick kiln, used to be taken to the UMS factory. Okay, very many things. Simulation tools works. So what's happening there? Along with them, you are supposed to see the process. What's happening in real time. So many things now today that such things cannot be possible. For nuclear installation and space thing, many process industries very difficult. But today, as I told, satellite only made a simulator. Such a things in a process simulation, it's possible. Today, very good tools are there. And I also had a discussion with the very many people from Tatas and other people. They are ready to go such a things for educational tools point of view. They're ready to go. So that means in the classroom itself, it is not only that they are reading the theory, they will be doing the process simulation. They will be able to construct a fertilizer plant, a nuclear plant, heavy water plant. Things like that can be done then. For example, cryogenic filling. It can be a process, can be simulated there. And while doing it, the person gets how to operate, he gets how to process optimization can be done, and production planning how can be done, process design he can do, decision making, something happens, decision making he can do, training and education. This is what to be done. I think this is what the requirement of new dimension of engineering education in the classroom, okay, connected to the what's happening elsewhere. And this is how we should do it, okay, simulation-based engineering education. This is, for example, the success of Chandrayaan, Mangalyaan. If I am proud of it, definitely the process simulation there, it helps. When that's happening, every individual student to improve, the college to improve, the faculty to improve, engineering profession per se to improve. I think this is where it should be educated. I think this is the nutshell I was putting down. So that means new dimensions of engineering should be, I'm putting engineering point of view, beyond economically viable and sustainable, beyond it should be reliable, it should be innovative and instant. Okay, this is another dimension. Okay, it is not only just what you read, what you educated, what you have been trained, you're translating. Beyond that, you should be innovative enough. That innovation enough should come instantaneously. I think that's what happened. Okay, what does that mean? Probably down the line I will touch upon few examples. I will touch upon, may not narrate too much. Just I will tell you one way of our discovery of water on the moon. Many times we are telling, but how that came is an instant innovation. I think I used to tell many of my colleagues, they know about that. That means we went to the moon, Chandrayaan 1. 69 missions have already went to the moon and came back, and they landed on the moon, brought back the samples. Man landed on the moon, brought back the samples. They told moon is a very, very barren. They declared it. But our mission, 70th mission, is supposed to go to the moon. And what we are supposed to do? We are discussing instantaneously an innovative solution. What we discussed is, this is for people without their eyesight trying to identify how a big elephant is. Okay, you know the full story, you know that. Cutting short, the essence of the story is what story thing is, moral of the story is, unless otherwise, you may be knowing everything. Okay, you may be knowing how the trunk of trees, how a rope will be look like it, how a wall look like it. Individually, you know everything. But when he approaches, individually people approach only one part of the elephant. Okay. Now, we thought whether similar thing, whether Americans, Russians, Japanese or Chinese, they have, Europeans, they have done like that. That's we thought. That means like these people touched one place and assumed elephant is like that. Similarly, these people have touched these very few places and told yes, moon is not having like that. So then we thought there's a chance. Okay, then we thought there is a chance using this solution innovatively. That means you touch the whole elephant and you construct, yes, its stomach is more like a wall, its tail is more like a rope, its four legs are there, the four legs, each one of them look like a trunk of a tree. I think we can construct possibly the elephant is so big and it has the four legs of that size and the tail of like this and the wall of and the stomach is like this, like that you can possibly construct. Okay, similarly, that is the reason instead of touching one place, we have to go around touching. Okay, that's what our Chandrayaan has done. Our Chandrayaan-1, what it has done is, didn't land, it didn't go directly land, it has gone around the moon, and now you keep touching it and ask the elephant to keep coming, rotating in front of you. Like that, you think about that. That means you can touch every part of the elephant you can touch. Similarly, you go around the moon pole to pole. Anyhow, moon is going to rotating on its own axis in 28 days, one rotation. So using 11 instruments, like two hands, our Chandrayaan had 12 instruments. All the instruments will sweep the whole moon, and the moon is going to revolve like this. So it has various ways: infrared, laser, X-rays, low energy X-ray, high energy X-ray, and synthetic aperture radar, like that, various ways, like various sensing system. It is trying to map the whole moon. While do that, yes, we have seen like whatever they told. Yes, its legs were like this only, the tail was like this only, this was like this only, but it has an ear. Okay, it has many other things also. It has. Okay, when putting similarly, we went through that. We have seen all these places, water is not there even today. Okay, but there are many places which they have not seen. We are seeing the presence of water. This is what Chandrayaan has done. Okay, this is an instantaneous, innovative thinking brought a path-breaking discovery, which the other countries, in spite of the fact they have gone ahead. When I was a school kid, it happened there. They didn't do it, but we went later. I think we discovered it. Similarly, beyond even Chandrayaan-1. 2011, 2008, we launched it. 2009, we discovered water on the moon. 2011, we are ready with the Chandrayaan-2 orbiter, which our one more partner, Chandrayaan-2 partner, was a Russian. He dropped out around time period in 2011 because of the failure, whatever I see, he dropped out. So our team was all thinking what to do. Just I'm telling about instantaneous innovation, how it helps a path-breaking discoveries with a very, very minimal effort. Okay, but only that is innovative thinking. So everybody, in spite of that, the young team go with the Chandrayaan-1, they're thinking like this. But this man was jumping a totally different way. Okay, this is not a problem, this is an opportunity. Just what I'm telling is COVID-19 is not a problem. It's an opportunity for us. Yes, people are dying, many things are happening. Yes, I understand. We cannot help. But once you come out of that, there is an opportunity. It's a similar thing we talked about Mangalyaan. What is that opportunity? The opportunity is something like this. This phase sees like this. That means you know that around the sun, Earth goes. Around the sun, Mars also goes. Other planetary systems also goes. But now this takes this 26 months to come here. This takes 12 months to go around. So this creates typically once in 26 months, there are some favorable opportunities. When you launch from Earth with the minimum fuel, with optimum fuel, you can reach the Mars. Okay, that means we are 2011, we cannot go to the moon. Okay, but now instead of moon, he thinks why can't we go further? Okay, why can't go to the Mars? That means there is an opportunity 2030. Okay, the 2011 end, we are thinking Chandrayaan cannot go, Chandrayaan-2 in its form, it cannot go to the moon. But if we are waiting for an orbit, another rover, another lander to come on our own, it will take another 5 to 6 years minimum. Okay, any of down the line, it took 8 more years. So, okay, so then what to do with this hardware, whatever we have done? Yeah, this innovative thinking is, if you take this opportunity, launch it, it can reach at 2014, something like this. And that we will be able to do the Mars mission. I think this thinking came. But still, the problem is Not like our, many people, nobody before went to the moon, discovered water on the moon. Here issue is another way. Nobody, people made an attempt, 51 attempts. Success was only 21 attempt. That means 30 times failure. That too, first attempt nobody succeeded. At the earliest is US succeeded in 5th attempt, Russia succeeded 9th attempt, Japan had to succeed, China had to succeed. In this context, we have to go. Okay, that too with the mission which is originally planned to go to the moon, just go to the Mars. Time available also less, and these are all another problem. So, okay, it's a really a Mercurian thing, but still, I think we have done it using a very modest launch vehicle. Our launch vehicle is very modest. That Mars, whatever Mangalyaan has put, it cannot go put more than 22,000 kilometers around the Earth. Nearest is around 200 kilometers. Further is around 22,000 kilometers here only. But to reach the Mars, okay, you have to travel 600 million kilometers. 600 million kilometers of travel to reach the Mars. But we can launch only, PSLV can do it here. This also I think we have done very innovatively, and that it shows more like Chandrayaan, whatever we have done, that. Basically incrementally improved the orbit here. Then you have thrown it out in a correct orientation, correct speed, and correct time. I think that's enabled to reach the Mars after 9 months of travel. When Mars while launching would have been here, and that comes when it's coming and traveling. When it's coming and traveling, it will come there. So when coming here, speed should be as minimal as possible, such that reduction in the speed should be minimal. Okay, because you after coming over here, reduce the speed. If you don't reduce it, it will go around the sun. So instead of that, from here we throw it. It is only with the gravity of the sun without any fuel. It simply keep coming. Like Earth is moving without fuel, Mars is moving without fuel, but it is moving like this. But when it comes over here, you should reduce some speed such that it's captured by the gravity of the Mars. For that, you need just a bare minimum excess speed. Okay, any other way if you put it, when it reaching its speed will be higher. But this will enable when it reaching here, the speed was less, such that with proper orientation, with the thing if you do, you're able to capture it. So this is the way whatever we have done it there. Okay, so after reaching a Mars also, we had an issue. What I'm telling is instantaneous innovation will help in a big way. That is the one we have to apply now. That's what I'm trying to tell here. The example. So this is after reaching a Mars also not very simple. After reaching a Mars, actually there was a comet was coming. Okay, that is something called comet side springing. That was keep coming. That was supposed to come and engulf the whole Mars and hit and go. Okay, now our sun is there. Around the sun, our Earth is going. Around the Earth, moon is going. That means around moon will keep coming around the Earth. Similarly, around Mangalyaan, our Mars, Mangalyaan is going around. Yes, Mars is coming around. That Mangalyaan also will go around. Now, this comet is very big with a lot of ice particles and dust is keep coming, and that will come and hit the Mars and go vanish. Okay, but now our Chandrayaan is going around, our Mangalyaan is going around the Mars. It will be there. Now you look at here on the sun, you have a lot of pits are there. Lot of pits are there because though it goes around the Earth, when it keep moving, many things are coming and hitting once in a while. And that is our reason why the pits are happening. But fortunately, we have atmosphere, other things. We are being saved many times. Okay, Earth is concerned. But here, when we are going around the Mars like that, we are much beyond the atmosphere of that's happening. So if it comes and hits, Mangalyaan also will get affected. What to do? A simple solution, like our 4 people without eyes, that story, whatever is done. Similarly, let it rain everywhere. Rainy day, it can rain all across the globe. No, doesn't worry about that. You want to avoid yourself not get wetted. Your umbrella is good enough. Okay, you don't need a city like a big umbrella. Your umbrella just covers your body is good enough. Something similar, is it possible to devise? Okay, but how to make an umbrella around that? It's another tricky thing. So it came like our Krishna Avdar. Krishna has done Govardhan mountain to the his own cow herds. Something like that we thought about. What does it mean is, I told, if increasing or decreasing the speed of the satellite, you can change the orbit period also. Around how much time it takes to go around also you can change. Similar trick we are trying to do it. Okay, what we did, we changed before it's coming, couple of weeks ahead, change the orbit period of this by reducing the speed. And reduce the speed, orbit period changes. Instead of 3.5 days, some few hours later, few hours faster it can go. Okay, that is the thing. Such that we know when it is going to come and hit and when it is going to vanish. Okay, some 10 minutes, the big shower will get and go vanish. Okay, during that time, when it hits this part of the Mars, our Mangalyaan will be this side of the Mars. Okay, such that the whole Mars will make like a umbrella. Okay, then that vanishes other side, then Mangalyaan comes this side. Okay, this is how we have done it. When we have done, originally we thought 6 months was the satellite life. Now, believe me, the satellite is working even now. 7 years we completed. Okay, and now similarly, I think when we talk about there, what we can do in agriculture. Okay, this is not just story. Now, what I'm working right now, this is what we are talking about here. So now converting that into here, instead of Mars at this, for as I told, right, for COVID-19 also, good amount of work we have done for the health point of view using our drones. And now agriculture, forest, wildfire, urban development, many things, the drones can be helped. Okay, we thought we can do it in the ground. And towards that, we identified what are all the works, typically how many days a drone can be engaged like that. So that means it translates this many days it will get engaged. Okay, and beyond that also it can be used. Some other things also will come. That means every village we need 2 drones. Idea something like that. You know how many villages are there in India? Now I think you can understand what I'm trying to tell. What is the opportunity for the engineering professionals? This is like our satellite making, drone making is one thing. Having done it, it has very many opportunities. Agriculture mapping, geology mining, disaster management, land use, land cover for rain, archaeology, skill development, electricity board, tourism. So many people can do that. Okay, so many activities can be done there. Again with this, but just 2 drones per village. So like that, so many we can make. This is just for Tamil Nadu alone. Along this, almost this has been done, and their in principle clearance has been already in place. The Tamil Nadu Drone Corporation, and I think we're talking about the central minister also. So it may happen across India also. Okay, this what we are trying to talk about in Tamil Nadu. To some extent, it's happening in Andhra and Karnataka. Now discussion going on. I think it is going to percolate across India, possible. And for example, just to talk about Tamil Nadu alone has more than 18,000 villages. Assuming 12,500 villages you're able to cover, and it has a good number of opportunity to make the satellite, to make the drones, and to train the drones, to train the pilots, and give some sort of data processing. What does it mean? Many things possible. Okay, that means every district you can have an entrepreneurship possible. Okay, this is this idea of this. So many incubation centers can come, and so many people can work on this and various ways. Just this I think Google also knows that. The central minister also we talked about this, and here Tamil Nadu also we talked. And I think it is in a place to have the Drone Corporation India in principle clearance has been given, along with the industry, ministry, agriculture, other things. Work is going on in spite of COVID. That means the total manpower of nearly 40,000, nearly 38,500 manpower it can train and help for. The masses. That means people, even though they are sitting in their villages, they can do it much better way. That is the idea of this. Beyond that, survey of India, many of you are aware, the entire India is to be surveyed by drone during 22, 21, 23. I think this is what government has cleared that. This is another dimension. Another big dimension is going to come for this is concerned. This is beyond whatever I told. Okay, this is a huge work. Huge work is to be done there. So this is just giving an example of what I mean by the drone spray. Okay, just I will make it another few minutes. I'll close it. Now what all I'm doing is it's happening right away. It's happening. Okay, if you are aware of that's happening and percolate the things happening, and you're ready to capture these opportunities. So much can be done there. So much can be done just in front of our eyes. So that Prime Minister's slogan of India's brand with the self-reliant, making it a global presence. I think that's the message. I think we are talking about to that. Okay, and I think you probably would have seen it many places also. Just I'm putting it here. Yeah, you look at here, this per day, more than 50 to 60 acres of spray is possible. proper amount of spray is possible, and very effective spray is possible. Okay, today, as I told here, whether the manpower will whatever dislocated because of migration or anything, whether they come back or not, we are not clear. So this can be done in a better way. Though, of course, these are all the people reasonably educated. I think that also can happen there. So it gives very, very good, reasonably good employment. Reasonably good employment. That means this can happen. This is happen now. So now this whatever is holding and doing, this can be replaced. We can get connected from a computer, some form. When the satellite comes there, that means even he can be sitting in here like we are sitting. He can be sitting there. He need not be in the field. That's what I'm trying to tell there. Next level. This is happening now, and beyond 2-3 years from now, even he can be sitting in his place. Such a thing is possible. Yeah. Now another thing. Instant innovation. That's what I told. Now, so this is what we told. Now you know the locust swarm in the North India is happening many places, and here also the thing in instantaneous innovation, how it's helping. Okay, is the thing. So now this is you putting the drones in a cluster form. Okay, the constellation form. This will go around, and they will be two ways. Two ways repel the locust. That means the sound they will repel when it's they are all flying like this. Okay, assuming that night it goes, and we know which field it has already entered. You go over there and you fly that sound. This one thing. Another thing is like a pest spray repellent. Some chemicals it is repellent. Okay, it is organic or this some solutions. These locusts are repellent for them. So you spray those things. So what happened? All those locusts. Okay, even if it's moving or even if it's staying there, you'll get repelled, and all will go there. And here all the pressure. These are the traps. Okay, the locust attracting agents, traps. These are all kept there. So this will they manually or whatever in the mode you can collect it there. And the traps also can collect that. So this is another way, an instantaneous solution. This is what innovation. It's working in the North India. Because helicopters have to come very many members, but here you can deploy very many. Okay, many things can be deployed there. And today we have the drones which can fly for couple of hours, one shot. Okay, no battery power is called about hybrid thing, and it is a petrol powered system. And with this can fly for a couple of hours. So actually, this is the Madras University thing. It has made a world record of 6 hours. It can fly. Of course, we will not fly for 6 hour mode world record. Even if fires for 2 to 3 hours, once you can fill if you come another 5 minutes, you can fill the petrol. You can fly once again. Okay, unlike a battery powered system, this is an instant innovation. How it helps for the system, for our own system. This is what I am telling. Indian presence making our own thing here. Now I can enumerate like this so many of them. I can enumerate so many of them, starting from make solar, wind, hybrid energy. Solar is there, wind is there, hybrid energy is the real requirement. For example, today rainy days will not be there, but these are the things we can do. Provide access for clean water. Towards that, I think we can do very many things we can do. And the list goes big. Reverse engineering for the brain. I think engineers we can think about beyond artificial intelligence. This all work also in a place, because right away we are working with the I think the university, the doctor, he was in IIMS Delhi. He moved now Keetham's of I think Hyderabad, Andhra Pradesh, and that team versus another laboratory, DRDO. We are working along with them in some collaborative way. A human for a wall which can go for the infant to the aged person, mechanical wall which can replace heart. Work is going on, right away it's going on. Okay, similarly, is it possible to reverse engineer the brain? No, nothing stops you to think. Okay, sky is not a limit. We can go much beyond. Is it possible? Because when you are doing, why can't we think of? I think this work, there's something is going on. Similarly, cyberspace, many things. I think many things you're talking about. Beyond all these things, I think we have to engineer to bridge the language gaps. I think this is also equally important. We can think about that, because this is a country which need this. Okay, we are the people who have the spread with so many languages are available, but still with that common goal when you are working, language should not be differentiating us. So that to happen, definitely we have to connect the people. Is it possible to have a solution? I think small level available, but how it's that possible to affordable to all the people across. all the people across, be it education, be it conversation, be it normal commerce, be it whatever it is, okay? Is it possible to have, to bridge the language gaps across India? I think we do. I think nobody can stop Indians, okay? Nobody can stop Indians, provided we are able to bring in, I talk my language, somebody talks his language, but the way in which I understand his language, he can talk his own way, I will talk my own way, but I can understand what he talks, he understands what he talks. I think we are able to do it. I think we are able to do it. It is done many places, but is it possible for us man-to-man walking? There are something is there, but affordable solution we are able to go. That's nothing but that. Like that, I think the list is very big. So that means effectively putting the things together is to have a clean water, clean air, food, clothes, education. We should make the education. These engineers what also do education slightly different way. It should be an edutainment. I know good number of educators also part of today's this webinar, and we are able to make the education. Education means people are a bit tired, but entertainment means people are happy. But you make the education as an entertainment way, lifelong. As far as I am concerned, I think I'm even learning today, to make the lecture. Even though I've done that, just I want to check with it what I'm correct. I've gone through many things. We have gone through that. So that's called for. Okay. So education, like industry 4.0, education 4.0, also the must, which is matching with that configuration. So while doing it, again, another dimension I was trying to bring in here, which right away is under NDR of IEA, what we are doing, okay? That means bringing, I told industry, academia, connectivity, elsewhere I told. This is right away what we are doing, okay? We are trying to connect industries which are in need of some activity, some research, and the academia, they have to train the people and the educators to do that, but you need a fund, okay? And that, as a collaborator, NDRF is doing. That means taking the idea, making the people to write a good papers, making the people to make a good project report, okay, and the viability, and who will do what proper way. And academia means not one college alone. It can be couple of colleges, couple of industries, bringing together this and enabling funding agencies. NDRF is not funding, but NDRF is enabling funding to happen. Like this, I think the host of such things is happening there. I think this is one thing local sectors can effectively use this. That means nearby your academia and industry, you identify what is they can do together for a common cause, for the societal need. Okay, that means that yes, that project has a relevance the whole of India, even beyond India if it's possible. Then funding is not an issue. Okay, now we are very much clear about that. So many funding agencies are available, but they are running out of ideas. They are good ideas are not coming to them. We are able to give to them, especially this way, academia and industry. I think these combinations we have gone, and again we are getting some reasonable commitment from industry. Once this R&D comes, he is ready to take. For that, he gives a reasonable fund. He also gives, okay, and academia makes use of research. Some more funding we are clearing, and we are monitoring that thing. I think like this, so many things happening. Right away it's happening. I think local centers, if want to NDRF to help some other way, I think we come with the problem. I think we can connect this, and we have good number of MOEs with the industries, academia. Gradually we keep doing, and that we can help in one way. That means putting that together, you will hear the three-dimensional global engineering criteria. What's to come to encash this, to encash the opportunities to make our professionalism much better. Okay, instead of thinking, are you a gentleman? I thought you are an engineer when you told. Oh, I thought you are a gentleman. From that should go, and engineering things should be, of course, even now it's reasonably good, but I think we should make the engineers much more better way. In a global presence, Indian engineers. I think that's what Institution of Engineers, India, when it's celebrating centenary years, I think this is what we should aim professionally. Our people, not only soft skills, I think it's going more and more towards soft skills alone. Okay, beyond soft skills of whatever I enumerated here, you definitely they need hard skills also. Okay, I think this is to make hard skills. That's what I told, how the classroom can be there, how you can connect the people for the real problem, how they can come out with the proposal, how they can realize the solution, and how the industry, it reaches to industry can do it. So like that comes, it both hard and soft skills are there. But beyond that, as I told here, global presence, it should happen for Indian engineers. Global professional skills also we have to acquire. I think this is how professional bodies like us, we have to help the people so that this three-dimensional global engineering criteria happens to Indian engineers of today. So that our presence, okay, being in India itself, we can make our presence felt. Okay, I have not gone to US before Chandrayaan. Doesn't mean my global presence was not there. When I went first time in US, believe me, Houston Control Center, there was a welcome board, welcome to Mailsamy Annadurai in the big banner type of thing. In their control center, it's happened there. So global presence being in India itself, we can do. I think this is it possible to replicate this across Indian engineering professionals? I think if you do, I think we have done our job as a team. So while doing all these things, just I want to make this opportunity, the local centers make use of this. Every opportunity I'm trying to sell the NDRF with the Institution of Engineers Centenary is concerned. So now we have an All India Student Asian competition, goes every year. So 51st has its own remarkable thing because it's matching with the centenary celebration. The competition is post-COVID-19 challenges and opportunities. What all I talk together, small pieces can be there. That is going from aerospace to textile. Okay, even textile, I am also working. Actually, I can talk about something. Even textile, we are working a totally different scenario, wherein India is a good in banana cultivation. India stands number 1 in banana cultivation. Tamil Nadu stands number 1 in India, and this putting together, we are working it out a scenario using the waste of banana thing. Small levels it's there. Now we are talking about a big level, banana raw fiber, per day, 100 metric tons requirement. Okay, that translates into a totally different textile coming out of the banana raw fiber. We are working on that. Okay, and this is in the industry 4.0 configuration works. There also, as I told here, a collaborator, a couple of industries are coming forward, and they fund around 15%, and in-kind 10%, 25%. Government gives another 75%. Two institutions are working on that. So this work going on to have a totally different Indian brand of textile, not with the China's. It is more like a China silk, okay, but even better than the cotton and better than any artificial thing. This is banana raw fiber based textile is going to come post COVID-19 from India. That makes it Indian presence felt. Whomever wears for it. Okay, like Chinese silks, definitely you can feel pride. This Indian banana fiber cloth is wearing. I think going to happen. NDRF is doing that. I think similar things, very many things. I think we can do and be a part of it. And you percolate this thing so that the centenary years of IEI, when President gives the gold, silver, and the bronze medal, I think the college, the faculty, as well as the students feel proud of it. I think I use this opportunity to make this also an appeal to you people. With that, I think thank you very much for giving me an opportunity. I think I went slightly beyond my time. Sorry, but I think I thought this is an opportunity I can make use of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. I think it's a wonderful session and mind blowing. I think we all can. We cannot the 40th celebration as initiated from your words. Definitely, I think the IEA will take up in the different type what you have proceeded, what you have provided. Thank you so much, sir. I think this indeed in the morning, I think you have given a mind blowing and ghost pumping. We can say that because you connected space level to the normal agricultural or even textile or banana. I think our President IEA is also viewed your presentation and past presidents, all the chairman. Definitely, I think it's only connecting dots. So innovations have made it everywhere, and how we are going to connect it, it can be made it very soon. Thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So I think it's a time that we completed our keynote address from our Padma Shri Dr. Mailsamy Annadurai sir. Definitely, I think it's one of the eye-opening and new idea for our 40th year celebrations of our Madurai Local Center. We thank our engineer R. Ramadas sir and Rajagopalan sir, also the secretary, for making this wonderful keynote address. So all the members have already appreciated in the chat box. Thank you so much.